Hey everyone, happy Thursday morning. Thank you for joining us early. I'm going to be going somewhere today, which you will find out in a little bit where I'm going. Oh, did you gave it away? Oh, okay. No worries. All right. So jump on, say hello, leave some comments because you know that's how we pick winners for our live. So last night, I got to tell you a little bit about what's going on while everybody's jumping on. And it's a short live today too, so I can kind of do a little bit of filler here. But for Christmas, the kids gave us there's this tin, and it has little coasters from all these places that you can go and eat at, right? So it's like and then it comes with a little spinner, and you spin, and then that's the restaurant you go to. So it was pretty fun. We went to in Menasha called Emprise Brewing Company. And let me tell you, just the place was so awesome. It's like, I think it was built in the 1800s or something like that. And the wood and the bar and the whole structure of the place was super cool. They make their own wine. They make their own beer. Their food was all handcrafted. Like we had like jalapeno poppers, but they weren't those deep fried things that had breading on it. They were a jalapeno popper that's roasted with this cream cheese sauce and then this like a lovely glaze on top of it. They were so amazing. I think I ate like 5 of them, right? So it was super good. So if you are near, check out Emprise. And then they had this other room where like they had like albums like piled in the corner, and you could like go play the guitar, and they had CDs. It's just like a really cool place. I'd be like, how come this place isn't packed? So we got to get it packed because it was so good. And our bartender's name was Michael, and he was not a bartender. He's a mixologist. He declared that he's the only certified mixologist in Wisconsin. I don't know. I think Michael might have told a few little fibs, but he's from Texas, and he was awesome though. I really I want to go back and visit him, see how he's doing. But so that's fun. I love meeting new people. And like I said, why isn't this place packed? But let's get it packed. All right. So then, so today I am going to get on a plane, and I'm going to go to Nevada to hang out with Val and Joyce. And on Saturday, we're going to go to Lady Wilson's concert in Laughlin. So that will be super fun. Girls' weekend. I'll come home on Monday. So just kind of a short little visit. I haven't been to Joyce's for a while, and to see Val will be nice. So if there's anything I need to bring to Val, let me know, Jess. Okay. All right. So let's get started with the messages here, or the things from the shop. But I also want to do a little shout out. There's a lot of weird stuff going on, and I just want to say that I am thinking about Scott and Linda. Scott lost his dad the other day, and then Gloria from Old Green Cupboard, she is in a rehab facility getting better every day. I was texting with her yesterday. And then my cousin Mary is going to have a major back surgery, so I'm thinking about her. So it's kind of cool to reach out to those people who really need us at these times. So if you've got somebody that's on their mind, send them a text or call them or whatever, and just reach out, because I think they need that human contact more than we think. So our featherweight club is going to meet 9 to 4 on April 13th, and these clubs consist of lunch and sewing on whatever the theme is for the club. So this one is featherweight and Bernina at the same time. These are all held at the gathering next door here at our Primitive Gatherings Resort. So, Fabric Collage Club is April 14th. Then we also have Wool Club, which is April 15th. April 19th is Rug Hooking. Stitchers Gathering is April 20th. Sit and Stitch is April 28th and 29th. So there's 2 sessions back to back there. And then we also have Cross Stitch May 6th. May 7th and 8th, we have a pop-up Sit and Stitch, and that is sewing 9 to 4 every day.
Can you say that again?
Huh?
Can you say that again?
Pop-up Sit and Stitch. Did I say sip?
No, it was, yeah.
Oh. Did I like, blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
blah? Yeah. All right. Sit and stitch. Pop up. So you sleep overnight, I believe, right?
Nope,
Or-
this
nope?
is not a, this
Okay.
is just a come
2 days
2
in a
days.
row,
Yep.
pop up. Okay, $25. I didn't know it was those. That's the 5 S's. Sip, 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 flip, stay, split,
4
blip,
S's.
blip,
Yes,
all
that one.
Yeah. Too many S's. All right. And then we have Thursday, April 30th through May 3rd. We have an American flag collage quilting retreat with Lynn Neuenfeld. And that's super cool. You got to do that. My friend Darcy's like, hey, are they going to run that again? I'm like, no, get your butt back here. She's still in Florida and I miss her. And then we have Naughty and Nice retreat. So these are week-long retreats now. And they start on the 12th through the 18th of July. And then session 2 will be the 19th, quickly following after. So 2 right in a row till the 25th. So these are where we do a bunch of projects for them and we kind of celebrate Christmas in July. And whether you've been naughty or nice, we'll figure that out real fast. And then we have Works in Progress retreat August 3rd through the 9th, and then another one in October, and this is through the 10th. And this is where you bring a bunch of your projects and you keep working on them, or if you're stuck on something you get help with. That's what this is all about. And then we also have a All Things Pumpkin Day class or workshop, whatever you want to call that. And this is a quilt, so it's all cotton, and that is August 25th. That is 10 to 4. Prices and all the more details are there for you. And then August 27th is the wool session. All Things Fall is a retreat then that blends those projects along with maybe some other things that we come up with for the week-long retreat. And that is the 21st of September through the 27th. And then here is our early purge and splurge flyer that we're looking for vendors that want to come and purge. And then we need the buyers that want to splurge and buy some new stuff. So this is a notice that we are doing that. Where's the date on here? This, I can't really pull it out right. Oh, here we go. October 16th is set up, and then the 17th is the purge and splurge. So if you want to be a vendor, you're going to come in on Friday and set up your little booth, and then the sale opens October 17th. And then we have Janet Ray Nesbitt from One Sister Designs going to come and teach 2-day workshops for us and a trunk show. So October 23rd and 24th is one session. And then the second session, October 26th and 27th, with a trunk show on the 25th in between. So we all love Janet and all her crazy designs. And you can work on anything in those workshops, even if you have something started, or if you want to start one of her new projects. And some of her new projects are pretty awesome. So I'm like, get her in here. Those are so cool. And then we have Winter Wonderland coming. So this is winter projects from November 30th, December 6th through the 12th, 2 week-long sessions there as well.
And I just want to say that all of your retreats that you have are, the max that is available is 4 people per session. Otherwise, it's sold out. Except for Winter Wonderland, we have more because obviously that's further away.
Yep.
But all of those other ones, Naughty and Nice, Works in Progress, all of those are down to about 4 people per session.
Okay, so don't wait too much longer because they are filling up fast. And then just a reminder about our red, white, and blue quilt show. So please enter your quilts in that and your projects too. So we have quilts, and then we're going to have a project category. And what we mean by projects would be like, hey, maybe you have a patriotic punch needle or cross stitch or wool applique or a hooked rug or anything that's not a quilt that you normally wouldn't put in a quilt show, but we still make those. Maybe you have a beautiful knitted sweater that's red, white, and blue. I do not care as long as it's red, white, and blue. Okay. And okay, so like, I know some people are like, hey, mine has a little black in it. Does that count? I'm like, as long as you say it, as long as you can tell me and look at this and say it's patriotic. If it screams patriotic and has a little bit of other color, okay, yes. But if it's not patriotic and it's got red, white, and blue and some other colors in it too, no. So you kind of get the drift, right? All right. And if you're not sure, send us a pic and say, hey, is this going to work? And then we can say yes or no pretty quickly. All right. So now I have this messy list. That's not really a list. So I need to cross off what I've already talked about so I don't forget anything, because I'm really good at forgetting some of this stuff that I put on here. All right, anybody got any questions so far today? No? Anybody going to Laney Wilson this weekend in Laughlin, Nevada with me?
They want to know what projects you're going to bring.
You want to see it? Okay. Come on. Here's my carry-on. Here's my sewing. Let's see what Lisa's bringing. This is like, what's in your purse? Show us. Okay. These are my sunglasses, because I know I'm going to need them. Here's my battery charger for my Beam and Read, because I'm going to run out of those. All right. My scissors, a couple needles in there. I'm working on this. I want something that I have to get done, but like look at how fun this is. Isn't it great? So I have that one, and that one's like only like maybe not even a quarter stitch. So I've only like this far, because I only do like a quarter of that one, and I gotta keep moving all over on this. And then I have one more that's a little bit wider. I'm very thinking I'm gonna get some stitching done, right? And then here are my socks for the airplane, and then my threads that I am stitching, 8-weight threads that I'm stitching around those. So that is what I am going to stitch on. And then maybe when I get back, I'll show you how much I really got done, right? Okay. I might have to have a little help with this one though. I don't know if I can do all of this before, but it doesn't come out till when? When does this come out?
August, I think.
August. So yeah, I got a little time yet. This one was not for a market. So speaking of markets, and then I have some goodies in here for my people, and my iPad and my purse. So that's all I got in my carry-on. That's over there. Okay. Let's talk about market. So I have a market in less than a month, and my fabric just came, and I get this frenzy when it all comes, because I think we got like 10 quilts we're making out of this one, and Alicia's doing like 4 or 5 of them. So she's going to be pedal to the metal, and then we have 4 or 5 of them. But I think I have that pretty under control. We're shipping one out to Terry Hillman. Thank you, Terry. That's going out today for you. But you're going to be pretty surprised about this next fabric line, right, Jess? It's pretty unusual for me. Yeah. And even Madeline's like, whoa, look at this. So I can't wait to show you. I can't show you yet, but it will be coming soon. We can tell you in May. All right. So not too much longer that you have to wait to find out. And this fabric line, I think, will release at the end of the year. So I think we will get it. So we go to market in May, and then the shops order it. And then I think it comes at the end of the year. So it comes about 6 months later. So I think this is the one, like, I think where American Gatherings 3, I think was last spring. So then we'll get it probably in December or January, maybe. Yeah. The time of year that we don't want it, but,
Right.
But, hopefully we can plan that a little bit better than what we did with our last fabric line, but no worries. All right, so let's talk about the quilt behind me. All right, so all right, move this out of the way. Let's give you a whole big look here. If you're in the quilt box, this is your quilt that you will be making each box. So every time you get those fabrics and you're making those flying geese and your half square triangles, this is what you're going to be making. So tell us if you like it. I know you do, because it is spectacular. And then you see that, Alicia has configured some of the, the stripes are all there. And she's kind of got a little plan once you get that all together. And I'm not going to kind of point out the blocks, but I know some of you are smart enough to figure that out. And some of you maybe struggle a little bit because it is not very easy to figure out where the blocks are. But we thought we'd give you the reveal because we can't get anybody else in it. The box is full. There is a waiting list. And if somebody does drop out, yes, we will put you in. But right now we're full. And I can't forget to tell you that if you really love this quilt and want to make it someday, like when we're done with it at the end of 26, 27, we will have it for sale. Grab yourself this. All right, this is that, plus, like Jess said, 3 yards maybe at the most of the 182 porcelain. So if you love my fabrics and you make a lot of my quilts, the Bella 9900182 is the light that I use almost 90% of the time with my fabrics, and that will never change. I'm always going to do that sort of creamy off-white because that's what goes with my house. I don't have bright white. I have this like really creamy light for my trim in my house and that. So that's why I plan my fabric around that. So I hope you like. I want to see some of the comments. If you got any cool ones. I get Spring Fling today. Yay. We love that one too. Love the quilt. Good. I miss getting the box. I know you got to not drop out or you got to get back in it. It looks very old. It does have a very old-fashioned feel to it, doesn't it? And then as long as I'm talking about quilt-alongs, let's just kind of talk about what's going on. So we have Osei Can You Sew 3, and that will be coming up. I think we said we are going to run it in June. So you are going to need, again, this fat quarter tower for Osei Can You Sew. And I think, again, more porcelain. We don't know exactly how much yet. Alicia is working on it right now, but then I think she's got to pause and work on the market quilts for wildflower gatherings. If I didn't tell you the name of the next fabric line, I think I can tell you the name without getting in too much trouble. But it is called Wildflower Gatherings. And like I said, I'm super excited because it's so different than pretty much anything I've done before, I think. All right. Yes, get on, order that porcelain, buy it by the bolt if you can. Do we sell it by the bolt?
We do not, because we can't keep it in stock.
Well, that's a good thing. And then Brian will keep it in stock more if we, keep telling him we need it, we need it, we need it. All right. But yeah, but that is the most perfect one. So we have Osei Can You too. So, and Jess is like, we don't have a lot of these left. And pretty soon they're not going to be around. So if you don't want to miss out, make sure, or if you like bought 1 yards or if you bought half yards, that's 2 fat quarter bundles in there. So just kind of keep in mind that there's other ways to make sure you have our fabrics because you never know what we're going to do on a quilt along with it. Okay. And then as long as I'm talking about quilt alongs, I want to just kind of keep you abreast of all the other quilt alongs we have going on. So we're going to do a quilt along. You remember the trees with the quilt blocks in the middle? That's going to be a quilt along for Joyful Gatherings 2, and that will be in July. And then we also have Countdown to Christmas, which is going to be a Christmas quilt, which we have the quilt all finished, all quilted. I just got to put the binding on, and that one is going to start in October. And then Jess also informed me that you guys are crying for another wool applique quilt along or stitch along. So I will get working on that, and we'll probably be able to maybe sneak that in probably either late summer or early fall for another wool applique stitch along, like kind of like Summer Romance, or what was the other ones that we have done lately?
Black Star Flower Farm.
Black Star Flower Farm, something like that. Okay, so look forward to those. Those are coming up. And then a new fabric line, Countdown. And then just a FYI, for Countdown to Christmas, that doesn't really use a fat quarter tower. If you're going to make the small quilt, it would be very helpful to have the fat quarter tower. But we're going to cut kits for the Countdown we've ordered fabric because if you're going to make the big quilt like I made, you need more than a fat quarter for those. And then, so we've got a way that we're going to cut that one specifically for a kit instead of just buying a tower and then a background. There is no background in the countdown quilt. It is all the fabrics from Joyful Gatherings 2, and then Candlelight Christmas from Three Sisters also has how many SKUs in there of that? Do you remember?
I think it's almost half. They're like half and half almost. I
I
thought.
didn't think it was that many. Probably about, I think about 10. I think about 10 from Countdown to Christmas, because I only use the small prints.
Mm.
And then about 35 of, because I think there's 10 reds, 10 greens. I might be wrong. 9, and then, yeah, 10, and 15 lights. Yeah. And then the Candlelight Christmas. All right. So that really is all my announcements for you, but then I got to give you some of the new things in the shop that we have here today. And then it's going to be a very short live today, unless you have some fun things that you want to talk about. We did talk about, Heidi and I talked about doing a starching video, because she says she's been getting a lot of questions about starching. And maybe if we want to do that as a live video, we are going to talk to Kaylee about that, or if we are going to do it as a tutorial video that we could easily access, and maybe we can even figure that out. So you let us know if there's anything else that you want to learn that maybe I haven't showed you about yet. You know, maybe there's something that you're stuck on, but you aren't going to believe what I have here. I know, right? It's like we had these already in March. And because we had such a huge success with our last year's mugs, we decided to do 2 again this year. All right, so this is our theme for next year, and it is the snow globe. So Kaylee will come in close. So these, I think, will be on the website today. I think Jackson is working on this.
He thought the live was still at 1.
Yeah, he thought the live was at 1. So he would have had it ready for after 1, but we surprised him today that the live was at 10:30, because he doesn't know my schedule. So do you see the little snowman in the snow globe with the date on the base of the snow globe? So these are our 2 options. This one is going to be navy, and it is a really nice deep dark glaze, super dark navy. And then this is the 2-tone, what was this one called again, Jess?
Night Sky.
Night Sky. So they both are beautiful. And then there was one that we didn't pick, so I'm like, I want that one. So get ready for our mugs. And here is the thing, the details on the mugs. So you're going to pay half now, and then you're going to pay half in September, and then we'll ship in October. And by pre-ordering, we are waiving the $5 additional fee that we put on mugs. So we're not waiving shipping. You still are going to pay shipping, which is like $5, or what is it?
I think it's $5.99.
Yeah, it's like $5.99. And then we usually have to put another $5 on these mugs to protect them. So we take a lot of times, and you know, you've gotten our mugs, you know how much we take care of that. So we hardly have any broken when we ship these out. So we take some extra time and some extra packaging, and that's why we charge the extra $5. But however, if you pre-order, you don't have to pay that. So half the time everybody kind of misses this pre-order thing, and they're like, when was that talked about? So right now we're going to keep talking about it. So we get these all on pre-order, so we don't have to do multiple orders. How many orders did you have to do last year?
Last year I did 4, but as we get closer and closer to Christmas, I know it's very weird to say that, we have to
finagle.
Yeah, we have to finagle, and you might not get it for Christmas.
Right. So if we plan ahead, we get them ahead, we ship them to you, no problem. problem. And also, I think by pre-ordering now, when we make our order now, I think our mugs are a little more reasonably priced than if we place them close to Christmas. I think they have a little bit, because everybody wants mugs for like every business wants to make mugs to give away or whatever at Christmas time or to give to their employees and stuff like that. So I think they become a little more expensive. So if we do this earlier in a slower time, it helps.
Yep. And it also helps too with shipping, because we're shipping in October. We haven't experienced those raises in postage that happens every holiday season. So we're allowed to keep that price down for you
Right,
as
because
well.
we might have to charge $7.99 for shipping instead of $5.99, and it all makes sense, right? And we want to spend money on fabric, not on shipping and stuff like that. So thank you in advance for all of you who have always pre-ordered from us. I know some of you have every single mug that we've ever put out for every year. They are dated, and we've been doing this since 2014, I believe, was our first star mug. It had a little star in it, and it was dated 2014. So now, what is this? I can't add, but it's like 12 years of mugs. Right. And then last year we did 2 mugs because we couldn't decide what. I liked one and Jess liked another. I'm like, well, let's just do 2. And then I think we sold the biggest amount of mugs ever last year. Okay. So you have any questions going on here?
Shipping is actually $7.99 for.
Okay. It is.
Yep, but you're not getting then $12.99 on your shipping
Right.
if you're only ordering the one.
All right, good job. That's a good deal for them. All right, so that is all the mug information. I'm just going to roll that up, Jess, so you don't have to write it again. And I'm going to put it in there. But let's talk about some other new things that we have in the shop. And you all know we love Teresa Kogert, who is a very prolific artist, and she's gone deep into the cross stitch world. So these are a bunch of new products of hers that we have on our website and available for you to get in your collection now. This one is called Hello Love. And I'm just going to kind of flip through to the pages of all the charts and what's going on here. So the photography is beautiful. So see, she's an artist. She's redone some of her former paintings and used them as inspiration. Super fun. All right, so that one is called Hello Love. And then we have Hello Winter. Look at this cute snowman. All right. And then here's another one of her fabric panels, it looks like. So let's see what she does. Oh, look at that dancing snowman. Okay. Gotta love her stuff. Ooh, I love the house with the deer. That's super fun. Stuffies. Those are like stuffed with polyfill, like little pillows. Ooh, look at the couple. Really nice. I love the cocoa background. Very fun. All right, and then we have Hometown. This must just be one chart. Yep, so that's one chart for that. Midnight Santa stocking. Yeah, this is gorgeous. Get the glare off. Let me see if you have to stitch the whole thing. No. So it looks like there's a lot of linen showing. So it's not mass covered. Like I know Laura's doing stockings for Lachlan and Luke, and the whole thing is cross stitch. And then we have another one called Frosty Pals. So this one is, oh, they're in here. And then the pail. Is that a pail? Like, are they going in there? But you got Mrs. Santa, the tree, and Santa. Here we go. Look at this. This should be great in the quilt show. Somebody hurry up and get this baby done. Stocking by Teresa. So it's the 250th anniversary stocking. That's fun. And then we have the rabbit. Spring rain. Oh, he's super cute. So those are all the new things. We have no new fabric this week to show you yet. All right. Anything besides winners?
Nope.
Nope. Nope, nope. It would be wonderful if she came out with a book of patriotic patterns, for example, like Hello America. Yes, I agree. I'm sure she's always working on that. All right. I would like to learn how to rip for straight of grain. Pretty simple. Snip and rip. That's it. Just be brave. Nothing hard about it. You all know what straight of grain is, right? So mostly borders I rip. Sometimes I'll rip my blocks if they're bigger, you know. And when you rip an applique block, you're always going to cut it down anyway, so you don't have to worry. And like if you have a really good flannel or really good fabric, most of them you hardly even have to trim, actually, or you could just a lot of times I won't even trim up my border when I rip it because there's nothing wrong with it, actually. So that is super good to do, and to know why we do it. And that's so your quilt's not going like this because you have a wave, your borders are straight on the grain and everything like that. But we do have some videos out there, I believe.
I think there's one for your summer romance. I
Yeah,
think
summer romance, and then I think Twilight Garden had one too on
That's
how
possible,
to rip.
yep.
But we will do just a tutorial sometime, Kaylee, on just that, and talk about why we would do that along with the starch video as well. All right, time for me to get to the airport and get on a plane. So let's pick our winners for today. Thanks for hanging out with me for this quick little live here that we had. And I promise to have some fun stories to bring back to you next week. All right, so our winners for this week, you are going to send Heidi your physical address so she can send you your prize. And the winners are 77 Karen P., Sherry, Sherrie 1182, and then Sandy Jarzma 4535. That's a cool name. I probably murdered it, but all right.
Made it sound good.
Yeah, I did, didn't I? I'm just going to just act like I know it's right from now on instead of struggling through them all. All right, thank you for joining us today. Thanks for loving the quilt behind me. Alicia, it's amazing. We love it. Everybody who's in the quilt box is probably doing little backflips right now and happily stitching their little sections each box that they get. So thank you for joining us, everyone. We will see you back here next week at 1 o'clock.